Hey everyone, and welcome to our deep dive all about pro golf tournaments.
Oh, this should be fun.
Yeah, it should be pretty interesting. We'll be going through an article from Golf Locality called "What Are the 8 Major Golf Tournaments in the World?"
Cool.
But we're going to be going, deeper than that. And you're really getting into why do these things matter?
Yeah.
Even if you're not like a crazy golf fan.
I think a lot of people are curious about that.
Yeah, definitely. And, we're going to be uncovering some really interesting history
Sounds good.
and global rivalries.
I'm excited.
So let's get into it.
Okay.
Starting with the men's majors, the really big ones.
Okay.
We've got the Masters, the U.S. Open, the Open Championship, and the PGA Championship.
Big four.
The big four, exactly. So I know the names, but what makes each of them so special?
Well, I think what's so fascinating about these tournaments is that they're more than just these competitions. They really shape the narrative of the sport.
Yeah,
And they capture a global audience
that's true.
in a way that few other sporting events can.
Yeah, definitely. Okay, so let's unpack that, starting with the Masters.
Okay.
It's held every April at Augusta National Golf Club in Georgia,
It is.
and it's incredibly exclusive.
It is incredibly exclusive, and I think that air of exclusivity definitely adds to its mystique.
Oh, for sure. So the Masters, that's the one with the coveted green jacket.
Exactly. It's more than just a trophy.
Yeah.
It's a symbol of excellence worn by, some of golf's greatest legends.
Oh, yeah. Wow. So that exclusivity that you mentioned,
Mm-hmm.
does that mean it's harder to qualify for the Masters compared to, say, the U.S. Open?
You're right on the mark.
Okay.
The U.S. Open has a much more open qualification process,
I agree.
which gives golfers of all levels a chance to try to earn a spot.
Okay.
But it's known for being brutally difficult.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
In what way?
Think narrow fairways, thick rough, and greens so fast they've been known to send even the best players' putts sailing off the green.
Oh, wow. So it's like a totally different beast.
It is.
Okay. So you've got a more open field,
Yeah.
but the course itself is the real challenge.
You got it.
Then there's the Open Championship,
Yeah.
or the Open, as I've also heard it called.
Mm-hmm.
This one always stands out to me because it's played on these really unique courses called links courses.
The Open is the oldest of the majors,
Okay.
dating back to 1860.
Wow.
And those links courses are a huge part of what makes it so special.
Oh, wow. Okay, so 1860, that's incredible.
It is.
So how do these links courses actually change the game?
Well, imagine windswept dunes along the coast.
Oh.
Unpredictable weather and a completely different style of play demanded by those conditions.
Wow. So it's almost wild compared to the pristine courses we see at a tournament like the Masters.
Absolutely, yeah.
It sounds so different from what we see at other tournaments.
Yeah.
It's like a whole other game within the game.
Yeah. Yeah. They really require golfers to adapt their strategies.
Okay.
The wind can make every shot a challenge,
Oh, yeah, for sure.
forcing players to keep the ball low and use the contours of the land to their advantage.
That makes sense.
It's a true test of creativity and precision.
Yeah. Wow, so we've covered 3 so far. The Masters, the U.S. Open, and the Open Championship.
Right.
What about the 4th men's major, the PGA Championship?
So the PGA Championship, it rounds out the men's majors,
Okay,
and it typically takes place in May.
gotcha.
And what sets it apart is that it allows more golfers to qualify
Okay.
compared to the others, making for a diverse and exciting field.
Yeah.
You never quite know who's going to make a run for the title.
Yeah. Okay, so we've covered the men's side.
Yes.
Now let's shift gears and talk about the women's majors,
Awesome.
which are, of course, just as competitive and significant as the men's.
Absolutely.
So we have the Chevron Championship,
Mm-hmm.
the U.S. Women's Open, the Women's PGA Championship, the Evian Championship, and the Women's British Open.
Yes.
Wow, so I'm curious about this Chevron Championship.
Okay.
It's the one with that iconic tradition where the winner jumps into Poppy's Pond, right?
Yes.
What's the story there?
It's called the Champions Leap,
Oh, okay.
and it's become synonymous with the Chevron Championship.
Yeah, I could see that.
Imagine you've just sunk the winning putt, the crowd is going wild, and then you take this celebratory plunge into the water.
Yeah,
It really captures the joy and excitement of winning a major championship.
totally. That's such a fun tradition. It adds a whole other layer of excitement to the tournament.
Absolutely.
And speaking of excitement, the U.S. Women's Open is known for being incredibly challenging.
It is.
It's like the women's version of the U.S. Open we talked about earlier.
Yeah, it definitely lives up to the Open name in terms of difficulty.
Yeah.
Like its male counterpart, it's known for its tough course setups,
Okay.
and it demands a high level of precision and mental fortitude.
And it also rotates locations each year, right?
You're exactly right.
Adding another layer of complexity for the players.
Exactly. No two U.S. Women's Opens are ever quite the same.
Oh, wow. Okay. So now what about the Women's PGA Championship?
Okay.
Where does that fit into the season?
The Women's PGA Championship typically takes place in the summer,
Okay.
right in the heart of the golfing calendar.
Uh-huh.
It always attracts a strong field.
Okay.
And the competition is fierce, leading to some truly unforgettable moments.
Gotcha. Then there's the Evian Championship.
Yes.
I've seen pictures, and the setting looks absolutely stunning.
It's breathtaking.
Yeah, what's it like?
Well, it's held in the French Alps,
Oh, wow.
and it offers breathtaking scenery that contrasts sharply with some of the more traditional golf courses.
Yeah.
Imagine playing amidst snow-capped peaks and rolling hills. It's truly spectacular.
Wow, you're making me want to plan a trip to France just to experience that.
It's really special.
And finally, we have the Women's British Open,
Yes.
played on those same challenging links courses as the Open Championship for the men.
That's right.
It's a true test of skill
It is.
and a testament to the global reach of women's golf.
Absolutely.
It's amazing how both the men's and women's opens share that unique links course experience.
Right.
It's like a common thread that connects them across gender and history.
I agree. It speaks to the enduring legacy of links golf
Yeah,
and its ability to challenge and captivate golfers from all walks of life.
totally so. We've covered the 8 majors,
They have.
but there's a whole world of other tournaments out there,
There is.
each with its own story to tell.
That's right. Well, the majors are undoubtedly the pinnacle of the sport.
Yeah,
There's so much more to explore.
let's dive into those.
Hmm.
What are some of the other big names that golf fans should have on their radar?
One that immediately comes to mind is the AIG Women's Open.
Okay.
It's not officially considered one of the 5 majors,
Got
but
it.
it's a globally respected tournament with a rich history.
Okay.
And just like the Open Championship,
Uh,
it's played on those challenging links courses.
yeah. Ugh, those links courses again. They really seem to be a test, unlike any other in golf.
They are.
Okay.
And then you have the Ryder Cup, which is a completely different beast altogether.
The Ryder Cup? Now, this one always gets me excited. Tell me everything.
It's a biennial team competition
Okay.
that pits the best golfers from Europe
Okay.
against the best golfers from the United States.
Oh, wow. It's like more than just individual skill at that point.
It is.
It's about strategy,
Yeah,
teamwork, and national pride.
totally.
It seems like the energy at the Ryder Cup is on another level.
You're absolutely right. The atmosphere is electric,
Yeah.
and the competition is fierce.
Oh, wow.
It's a must-watch event for any golf fan.
And for those of us who love seeing golf played all over the world, there are the World Golf Championships.
Yes.
A series of tournaments showcasing top talent from around the globe.
They highlight the international appeal of golf
Yeah.
and the diverse range of courses and playing styles that exist within the sport. It's a true celebration of global golfing talent.
That's awesome. Then, of course, we have the Solheim Cup,
Yes.
the women's equivalent of the Ryder Cup.
That's right.
I can only imagine the pride and camaraderie among those players as they represent their countries.
You're spot on. The Solheim Cup is a showcase not just of individual brilliance,
Uh-huh.
but also the power of teamwork and sportsmanship
Right.
on an international stage.
That's boss.
It's incredibly inspiring to watch.
And finally, we have to mention the FedEx Cup playoffs.
Yes.
The culmination of the PGA Tour season.
The FedEx Cup playoffs are a series of high-stakes events
Oh, you mean?
leading up to the Tour Championship,
Hi.
where the top players on the PGA Tour battle it out for the FedEx Cup title
Yeah.
and a massive financial bonus.
So it's like the playoffs in other sports,
It is.
where the pressure intensifies with each round and the stakes are incredibly high.
That's right.
It's no wonder those final tournaments are so captivating to watch.
You hit the nail on the head. The FedEx Cup playoffs bring a whole new level of excitement
For sure.
to the end of the PGA Tour season.
So, wow, we've covered a lot of ground already.
We have.
And I feel like I'm just scratching the surface of this world.
There's a lot there.
It's incredible how many different tournaments there are, each with its own unique characteristics and stories.
I agree.
But why should all this matter to someone who, maybe just casually watches golf or is just starting to get into the sport?
That's a great question, and I think it comes down to this. Understanding these tournaments and their nuances deepens your appreciation for the game.
It's like you're not just watching a bunch of people hitting a ball into a hole.
You're not.
You're seeing the culmination of years of practice, dedication and strategy.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and you start to appreciate the skill involved in shaping shots, reading greens, and handling pressure.
That's right. And you gain a deeper understanding of the history and traditions that make golf such a unique sport.
And you see the rivalries unfold. The underdog stories emerge, and the moments of brilliance that leave you in awe.
And you connect with the human drama that plays out on the course.
Totally.
And you realize that golf is more than just a game. It's a reflection of life itself.
Exactly.
You start to pick up on the subtleties of the game.
Yeah.
And even if you don't play yourself, you can find yourself getting swept up in the excitement and the tension of these tournaments.
So even if you're not a diehard golfer, there's something here for everyone.
I agree.
But I have to admit, I'm even more intrigued now. Of all the tournaments we've discussed,
Yeah.
which one stands out to you the most?
Oh, that's a tough question.
What piques your curiosity the most?
I think for me, it's gotta be the Open Championship.
Oh, yeah.
With all that history and those unique links courses,
Yeah,
it just seems so different
it really does.
from everything else out there.
Yeah, totally. Okay, so hold on to that thought, everyone, because we're going to get even deeper into this world as we continue our deep dive.
Sounds good. I'm excited.
Me too.
Welcome back to our deep dive.
Oh, yeah. So we've set the stage,
Yeah.
talked about the majors.
Yep.
And even touched upon, some of the other exciting tournaments out there.
We have.
But what truly brings these tournaments to life?
That's a great question. I think
Like, what makes them, so captivating?
it's the little things.
Oh, yeah.
The courses, the traditions,
Mm-hmm.
the legendary players, and the epic rivalries
Mm-hmm.
that make each event unforgettable.
Okay, you've piqued my curiosity. Let's start with the courses themselves.
Okay.
We talked about links courses earlier, but I need more. I want to really understand, what makes them so unique and challenging
Sure.
compared to the more manicured courses we often see?
Well, links courses, typically found along coastal areas are like stepping back in time.
Okay.
They have this raw, natural beauty, rolling hills,
Yeah.
tall grasses swaying in the wind, deep bunkers lurking everywhere.
Wow. So it's like you're battling the elements as much as you're battling the course itself? You got it.
And then there's the wind itself, right?
So the wind is a constant factor
Yeah.
that can make or break a golfer's round.
So it's not just about hitting the ball far.
It's not.
It's about strategizing, adapting to those unpredictable elements.
Exactly. You need a whole different skill set on a links course.
Okay.
Imagine trying to control, a low piercing shot into a strong headwind,
Yeah.
or using the contours of the land to make the wind work in your favor.
Yeah.
It's a real test of creativity and precision.
And I imagine a course like Augusta National, home of the Masters, presents a very different set of challenges.
Augusta National is almost its own world.
Right.
Perfectly manicured fairways and greens.
Yeah, the iconic azalea blooms and
Yes.
a sense of history that permeates every inch of the course.
It's true.
It's interesting how those contrasting settings must impact the way the game is played. It's like
Yeah.
the course itself becomes a character
Right.
in the tournament story.
You've got it. Each course has its own personality.
Its own way of testing a golfer's abilities.
Uh-huh.
And beyond the physical challenges,
Yeah.
you have those unique traditions and rituals.
Okay, yes.
Yeah.
The traditions.
Yes.
I'm picturing the green jacket ceremony at the Masters.
It's so iconic.
Yeah. You mentioned it earlier, but it's such an iconic moment. What can you tell me about its origins and its significance?
Well, the tradition began in 1949,
Okay.
and it's become a symbol of golfing excellence
Mm.
and the passing of the torch from one champion to the next.
Yeah.
Imagine the scene, the new champion standing on the 18th green,
Yeah.
basking in the glow of victory,
Ah.
and then the previous year's winner helps them into the green jacket.
Wow. It must be so surreal for the winner.
It is.
It's not just about winning a trophy. It's about, joining this exclusive club
Right.
of golfing legends.
It's a moment steeped in history and emotion.
And speaking of traditions, we can't forget about the Champions Leap, their Chevron Championship.
Uh,
Right. The winner takes a celebratory plunge into Poppy's Pond,
Yes.
surrounded by, cheering fans.
It's a tradition that fans eagerly anticipate,
Yeah.
and it perfectly captures the joy and spontaneity of victory.
It's those little details that make these tournaments so memorable.
Absolutely.
I love that they each have their own, quirks and customs.
Right.
But of course, the tournaments wouldn't be what they are without the players.
The players, right.
There are so many legendary figures who have, shaped the game
Yes.
and created those iconic moments we all talk about.
Think about Jack Nicklaus
Yeah.
and his 6 Masters victories,
Wow.
a record that still stands today.
That's incredible.
Or Tiger Woods,
Oh, yeah.
whose dominance in the early 2000s brought a whole new level of athleticism and excitement to the sport.
Those are names that, transcend golf.
They do.
They become part of the larger cultural conversation.
Right, and it's not just about the big names either.
Yeah.
There are so many underdog stories. Those moments when a player we might not expect comes out of nowhere.
Right, and makes history.
Like when Francis Ouimet, an amateur golfer,
Yeah.
shocked the world by winning the 1913 U.S. Open,
Oh, wow.
defeating 2 of Britain's greatest professionals at the time.
Wow. Talk about an upset. I imagine that must have sent shockwaves through the golf world.
It did.
It proves that, passion and talent can overcome even the most daunting odds.
Absolutely.
And on the women's side, there's Yani Tseng,
Yanni Tseng, yes.
who became the youngest player,
the youngest.
male or female,
Amazing.
to win 5 major championships. She dominated this sport at such a young age.
Yanni Tseng's dominance was incredible to witness.
Yeah.
She possessed a combination of power, precision,
Yeah.
and composure
Yeah.
that set her apart.
Wow.
Her story is one that continues to inspire a new generation of golfers.
These players, both the legends and the underdogs, they all contribute to the rich tapestry of golf history. And speaking of stories, we can't forget about the rivalries that have captivated fans
Oh, the rivalries, right.
throughout the years.
Rivalries are the lifeblood of any sport.
Yeah.
They inject a level of drama and tension that keeps fans on the edge of their seats.
Oh, for sure.
In golf, you've had epic clashes like Tiger Woods versus Phil Mickelson,
Oh.
or Annika Sorenstam versus Kerry Webb.
Those are rivalries that, went beyond individual tournaments.
They did that?
became part of the larger narrative of golf,
Exactly.
adding another layer of intrigue to every event they played in.
You get those moments where the rivalry reaches its peak
Yeah.
and the entire golf world is watching. It's like a heavyweight boxing match played out on the golf course.
It's those human elements,
Mm-hmm.
the rivalries, the personalities, the stories of triumph and defeat
Right.
that really make golf so compelling, even for those who might not be, diehard fans.
You're absolutely right. You start to connect with the players on a personal level, and you experience their highs and lows as if they were your own.
Yeah.
It's those emotions, those shared moments of excitement and disappointment
Right.
that keep us coming back for more.
So as we've delved deeper into these tournaments,
Yeah,
we've seen that they're much more than just competitions.
I agree.
They're platforms for storytelling,
Hmm.
arenas where human drama unfolds,
Absolutely.
and showcases of, incredible skill and athleticism.
Exactly. To really understand these tournaments,
Yeah.
we have to look at the specific moments that have defined them,
Oh.
the shots that have become legendary, the comebacks that have rewritten history,
Yeah.
and the displays of human spirit that have left us in awe.
Okay, now you're talking.
Yeah?
Those are the moments that give me chills. Let's dive into those next.
Ready.
What are some of the most unforgettable moments in golf history?
Get ready for some goosebumps because we're about to relive those iconic shots,
Yeah.
those dramatic finishes, and those stories that have become part of golf legend.
Sounds amazing. I can't wait. We're back and, ready to dive into those unforgettable moments.
Yes.
The ones that have etched themselves into golf history. Those shots that make you jump out of your seat.
Yeah.
The comebacks that seem impossible.
Right.
The displays of sheer human spirit
Right.
that make you realize golf is so much more than just a game.
I'm ready.
I'm ready for some goosebumps.
Get ready because we're about to relive some of the most iconic moments that have defined these tournaments.
Love it.
Moments that have not only shaped the sport, but have also become part of our collective memory.
Yeah.
Transcending golf and capturing the imagination of the world.
Okay, I have to start with one that's been replayed countless times.
Okay.
Tiger Woods' chip shot
Oh, yeah.
on the 16th hole
Uh-huh.
at the 2005 Masters.
Yes.
That shot is pure magic.
It is.
It seemed like the ball
I know.
hung on the lead of the cup forever
Forever.
before finally dropping in.
That shot was a masterpiece of touch and precision. The way he calculated the break, the spin, the speed, all while under immense pressure,
Yeah.
was simply incredible.
Yeah.
And the roar of the crowd
Oh my.
when that ball finally disappeared into the hole, pure electricity.
It's one of those moments you never forget, even if you only saw it on TV.
I agree.
It felt like the whole world was holding its breath.
Yeah.
And that win, solidified Wood's place among the greatest golfers of all time.
Right.
But speaking of legendary moments,
Yeah.
what about Jack Nicklaus's victory at the 1986 Masters?
Oh, man.
He was 46 years old at the time.
That's right. Nicklaus, already a legend,
Uh-huh.
proved that age is just a number when he donned the green jacket for the 6th time.
Wow.
A feat many thought was impossible.
Yeah.
It was a testament to his experience, his
Mhm.
unwavering determination,
Uh-huh.
and his ability to perform under pressure when it mattered most.
It's one of those stories that reminds you to never count out a champion no matter what.
Absolutely.
And it's not just about the legendary figures.
Right.
What about those moments that come out of nowhere?
Yes.
The underdog stories that really capture the spirit of competition and possibility.
Golf is full of those.
Yeah.
Take Francis Ouimet, for example.
Okay.
Back in 1913, he was an amateur golfer
Wow.
who shocked the world by winning the U.S. Open,
Wow.
beating two of the most famous British professionals at the time, Harry Vardon and Ted Ray.
Wow. Talk about an upset. I imagine that must have sent shockwaves through the golf world.
Oh, it did.
It proves that, passion and talent can overcome even the most daunting odds.
It was a David and Goliath story
Yeah.
that resonated with people far beyond the golf course.
Yeah, I bet.
It became a symbol of American spirit and the belief that anything is possible if you dare to dream big and chase your goals.
And it's not just the men who create these moments.
Of course not.
On the women's side, we have Yanni Singh's meteoric rise.
Oh, yeah.
She became the youngest player
It's
ever,
incredible.
male or female, to win 5 major championships.
Yanni Singh's achievements are truly remarkable.
Yeah.
At just 22 years old, she was already a force to be reckoned with,
Wow.
showcasing a level of skill and mental toughness that defied her age.
Yeah.
It was a sign of things to come as she continued to break barriers and inspire countless aspiring golfers around the world.
Her story reminds us that age is just a number when it comes to achieving greatness.
I agree.
And then there are those moments that highlight the power of teamwork and national pride.
Absolutely. How can we forget the 2018 Ryder Cup?
Oh, yeah.
The European team mounted an incredible comeback on the final day
Wow.
to defeat the heavily favored United States team.
Wow.
The tension was palpable,
Oh, yeah.
the atmosphere electric as each match went down to the wire.
The Ryder Cup is always a special event.
It is.
But that one was truly something else.
Yeah.
It showcased the passion, the camaraderie, and the drama
Right.
that make team competition so captivating.
It reminded us that sometimes the greatest victories come not from individual brilliance,
But from the collective effort of a team united by a common goal.
it's about supporting each other,
Yes.
digging deep, and never giving up,
Never giving up.
even when the odds seem insurmountable.
Absolutely.
So as we've journeyed through these unforgettable moments,
Yeah.
it's clear that they're about so much more than just scores and statistics.
I agree.
They're about the human spirit,
Mm-hmm.
the emotions, the stories that unfold on the golf course and connect with us on a deeper level.
They remind us that golf, at its core,
Yeah.
is a game of passion,
Uh-huh.
perseverance, and the pursuit of excellence.
Yeah.
It's a reflection of life itself, with its triumphs and setbacks, its moments of brilliance, and its lessons in resilience.
These tournaments provide the stage for these stories to play out,
They do.
capturing the hearts and minds of audiences worldwide and
Yeah.
etching themselves into the annals of history.
They leave us with a sense of awe,
Yeah.
inspiration, and a deeper appreciation for this amazing sport. So as you continue to explore the world of golf, keep these moments in mind.
I will.
Let them serve as reminders of what's possible when human talent, dedication, and the spirit of competition collide.
Absolutely.
This has been The Deep Dive, and we'll see you next time for another adventure in knowledge.
Until then, keep exploring the fascinating world of professional golf tournaments.
See you later.
Bye.